So you're pure vegan. You're not vegetarian.
That's right.
We're not mucking around here, mate.
You, no eggs on your plate.
No.
That's right, buddy.
No cheese in your sandwich.
No.
Only
Not even a good
vegan
English
cheese.
cheese and pickle sandwich.
Only vegan cheese.
Only vegan cheese.
There you go.
All right, stand by, my friends, because when we come back, we're going to find out more about what's it mean to be a vegan. No, not a vegetarian, not those 4-pound hamburgers. We're talking about people who go strictly vegetable and don't go anywhere near cheese, meat, eggs, you name it, right after this. Mark is on vacation. I'm Terry Moore sitting in the slot, and in the studio with me now, two specialists in the world of vegan and vegan food. One in town because he's going to be giving a major speech on the big get-together this weekend. You'll hear about that. Joined by Corie Kilbisky. She's with the Vancouver Island Vegan Association, and James Aspey. He's a vegan advocate and headline speaker at what they call Vegtoria. And that's what they're going to be doing. Good to see the two of you. Thank you for coming
You as
in.
well.
Thanks for
buddy.
Well, you look very healthy, the two of you. I mean, you're not falling down and saying, gosh, I need protein.
Never felt
because there's
better,
lots of
mate.
ways. I'm sure that's true. All right, so for the benefit of the listener that's heard about vegetarians and so on, what's the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan? James, you pick up on that.
That's a great question. Well, a vegetarian is more of a diet choice. They choose not to eat meat. But if you're making an ethical choice, you would choose not to consume any animal products because all animal products come from exploitation.
This is a vegan.
That's a vegan, exactly
But
right.
a vegetarian will eat cheese and they will eat eggs and so on.
By
Something that
definition,
does
yeah.
not, you don't kill the animal in order to eat it.
Well, actually, even with eggs and with dairy, there's a lot of killing involved in those foods as well. But a vegan won't consume any animal products or support any animal exploitation. We don't wear them, we don't eat them, we don't use them for transport or work, and we don't use products that have been tested on them.
So here's the other thing we need to know. Medical professionals say you've got to get a certain amount of nutrition within your food. You've got to have certain areas
Absolutely.
of protein that you have to eat, and they'll say, well, if you're going to get those amino acids, you got to be consuming a heck of a lot more because you just can't get it all from beans and lentils. What is the story on that one?
Well, there's more research coming out again and again now that's peer-reviewed, that's showing that all the nutrition that we need can come from plants. So all the 8 essential amino acids, I mean, all the plants in the world have all the nutrition we need. So grains, lentils, beans, tofu, pretty much a whole foods diet is going to give you all that you need.
And not only that, but the studies also show, in fact, the largest study ever conducted on the relationship between nutrition and disease, which spanned over decades, the bottom line was that the optimal amount of animal products in the human diet is 0, and we're likely to reduce our chances of heart disease, cancers, diabetes, obesity, osteoporosis, live a longer life. We're also likely to have less nutrient deficiencies as vegans compared to people eating a standard diet. So there's many, many health benefits, but that's just part of being vegan.
Within the vegan diet, do you also agree in principle that within the North American diet, maybe the worldwide diet, including where you come from, that's Australia, that there's far too much, then people say it's a natural food, but too much sugar in the diet?
Oh, well, I would say that's definitely an issue, but I think the difference is, and I heard you talk about this earlier, is that it was mentioned that that's a personal choice.
Yes.
You know, whether someone wants to consume sugar or not, it's a personal choice. And obviously there should be education out there showing that artificial sugar isn't healthy for the body. But the difference is when it comes to veganism is we're saying that consuming animal products is no longer a personal choice because that choice to eat those animal products involves a victim of violence, an innocent animal. So if someone wants to eat sugar, that's up to them. But when it comes to eating animal products, I think the major difference is that we are involving innocent beings who don't deserve to be treated the way we do just for a snack.
But we are omnivores. We do eat vegetables, and even if you take a look at our teeth and the way that our bodies are designed, we're designed to eat animal protein.
Actually, the way that we're designed is not that of a omnivore. We're much more closely related to a herbivore. The way our teeth are, the way we don't have claws, our long digestive tract.
We don't have tusks, but I know where you're going on this. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, even the largest canines on any animal are on a herbivore. So, but that doesn't mean, obviously I think to find out if it's normal for us to eat meat, look at how we look at slaughterhouse footage. It disgusts us rather than makes us hungry. Like a natural meat eater, we have to cook our food, we season it with plants. we cook our meat and
Yeah,
season
I'll eat it, but don't show me how they're killed.
Yeah, and that's because naturally we want to help animals in need. Even the biggest meat eater, if a big meat eater saw somebody abusing an animal, they'd be the first ones over there to stop it, almost always. And so I think that says a lot about our natural instinct to be compassionate.
So listen, what I want you to do, James, is set up a meal for me. Dinner tonight, let's say. Now, give us an example of what you would be eating for dinner.
Okay, the beauty of going vegan is that every single meal you already love and have been eating your whole life, you can make a vegan version of it. You can have vegan burritos, vegan lasagna, vegan ice cream, vegan chocolate. You can have vegan cake, vegan nachos, you can have vegan stir fry, vegan curry, you name it. There's literally millions of vegan recipes out there. I think one thing that almost every vegan has in common is that we eat even better now than we did before, which is quite ironic because not only are we eating all these great new vegan meals, you know, all these things we never would have tried and experimenting with all the new vegan meals, but also we're eating all the foods we did love. We've got vegan meats, vegan cheese, and all these things, so we can have whatever we used to have and not even notice the difference. We just get the vegan version instead.
How do you monitor companies or farms that grow vegetables and so on to make sure that if, like the organic group gets in and they're supposed to be certified, there's people who try to slip under the radar all the time. But how do you make sure that they're certified in such a way that they don't use any kind of animal byproducts, such as chicken manure and all that kind of stuff, in the growing of the vegetables?
Often, the way that the world's set up, vegans do the best they can in a not yet vegan world. So
you can't get 100%.
I mean, no one can be 100% vegan because no matter what you do, you're going to be causing some harm. Some harm is always caused, even with harvesting vegetables.
Sure.
And veganism is simply about doing the least amount of harm possible. So currently, while there's the demand for vegan foods is still increasing, but still small comparatively, we do the best we can. So if the only fruit and vegetables we can buy are fruit and vegetables that have used chicken manure, for example, in part of the process, you know, they're the only fruit and vegetables we can get. We'll just have to get them. But generally, it's quite easy to read the ingredients list if you're buying food with an ingredients list, and you know, or Google, is this food vegan? Google the product.
Talk to your farmer.
Yeah, talk to your farmer is a good way as well. But at the end of the day, even if we are perhaps buying foods that have used chicken manure and things like that, comparatively to what we were eating when we were eating meat from animal, cheese from cow, and eggs, you know, the environmental impact is far less, but most importantly, the ethical concerns compared to before. So when we're eating vegan food now, it's just so much better for the animals as well. If you're trying to become more ethical and cause less harm, focus on what is the worst thing that we're doing first and foremost, and then cut that out. And by far, what causes the most harm is consuming animal products.
What do you do about pets? I mean, there's going to be people listening right now, maybe even the two of you. You got pets, cats, dogs, whatever it may be. Dogs and cats are not designed to have an all-vegetable diet. Give me an indication as to how you handle that.
Well, I mean, my dog, who just passed away for unrelated circumstances, he was a very, very healthy vegan dog. There's plenty of dogs out there that are super healthy and can eat a vegan dog, no problem. I went to my vet, they checked his blood, they said he was in fantastic shape. They recommended his vegan food that he had, and he was great. There's actually plenty of other animals as well, that domestic and farm animals that do great on a vegan diet too.
Actually, the oldest dog on record was a vegan dog in the Guinness World Records, from birth. Yeah.
It's doable.
And then with cats, it's a little bit more complicated because cats need taurine, which is found in meat.
Yeah.
There are many vegan cat foods out now that are supplemented in taurine, and a lot of cats do really well on it and live a long, long time. But sometimes that's not the case. So again, you do the best you can as a vegan in a not yet vegan world. And if you have a cat in your care that needs to eat meat, which some do, then your responsibility or moral responsibility is to take care of that animal.
Is it cheaper to be a vegan than it is to have what you call a standard diet?
All the cheapest foods in the supermarket are vegan foods, and you can make so many delicious recipes from rice and beans and oats and all these kind of things like that. But as well, the long-term cost, you know, if you're consuming animal products regularly, you're much more likely to be on more medications, to be
Good point.
taking more time off work.
Thank you, Corie, for coming in. James Aspey, enjoy your stay while you're in Victoria.
Thank you very much.
We're back with you again tomorrow. Have yourself a good night. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thanks, kid. That was good.
Thank you very
brother.
much for that opportunity.